when we were na you are so that your brain will reset. I'm specifically making this video to respond to Mr. Common Sense. If you know him, forward this video to him, tag him to this video. By all means, make sure this video gets to him. You see, first things first, I would like to say, Mr. Common Sense, your academic poise, your fluency in English, you know, the wisdom you are trying to exert on social media, you are a monumental disgrace to yourself. Yes. You are a very big disgrace to yourself. Now me talking. You know the reason why I'm saying this is because you have metamorphosed from somebody who could view things from the perspective of, you know, what they call it, logical criticism, to someone who imbibes bitterness in viewing government policies or in viewing politics as regards to Edo State. Now, I understand that during the election, you were this kind of person who was sitting on the fence. You never had a candidate. You were not bold enough to support Aswa Ighodalo. You were not bold enough to endorse and support Aswa Ighodalo. But you were always coming out on the media, standing like someone who is sitting on the fence, saying that I am not a supporter of anybody, but from my point of view, trying to brainwash some clueless people that are following your page. When you know that you are supporting Aswa Ighodalo, but you were not bold enough to own up to it, you were not man enough to declare it that you supported him. First, that is a failure on your part. That is a failure, a big one on your part. Then secondly, you said you visited Benin recently. Bro, you didn't visit Benin, you sneaked into Benin recently. Because if you had visited Benin, I think from the last time I checked, you are supposed to be one of the content creators in Benin. Why didn't you link up with your colleagues? Why were you not seen with people if you visited Benin like you claim? You sneaked into Benin because you know that probably you have stepped on toes politically or something like that. Then you sneaked in and sneaked out. Now you are saying that you visited Benin. Governor Okpebholo 100 days in office, he has literally done nothing. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you have a baby, a child of 3 years old, of 3 months old, what would you expect from that child? Yet, Governor Okpebholo has been able to start the construction of Ramat Park flyover. You are seeing the video. 3 months in office. As we speak, the third portion of Benin Saple Road that your master said is a federal road that Edo should bear with him, and people were suffering. Work is ongoing there. Benin Auchi Road, work is ongoing there. What do they call it? Upper Mission Extension Road. That one is also a state road. The third portion of it by the market. The governor is working there. 3 months in office. As we speak, there are buses that have been bought, about 100 of them, to revamp Edo line. 3 months in office. You see, when people like you come outside to talk, I see you people as shameless people. Shameless people who knows nothing. Shameless people who are allergic to development. People like you are those who are carried away by fluency of spoken English. Show me what Obaseki did 3 months in office, then I will show you what Okpebholo has done 3 months in office. Let's make comparison. Are you people crazy? Sometimes when we come on media to speak, you people tell us, oh, don't insult anybody, blah, blah. But people like you deserve to be insulted. You deserve more. When we were you are so that your brain will reset. You see, on this social media space, we will not allow you people to brainwash anybody, because if they happen if they happen, if they show evidence yakpa Governor Bebolo is working, whether on a cry from now till December, una go cry blood.
Okay, so I usually do not excuse me, respond to videos that respond to my commentaries, but I like to do this because first, I'm impressed that for the first time I'm seeing somebody speak on behalf of the governor that is quite intellectually sound, right? Whether or not there is sense in the communication is a different ball game, but for the fact that this guy is educated, and remember, like I've always said on this platform, education is not about acquiring certificates or going to school. It's about receiving light of exposure, light of information, light of understanding, and of course, for more indications, this looks it. So I would like us to continue this public debate and conversation. So let's be to shut out the voices of the touts and agberos that are in your circle that could only put the state in bad light. So I'm responding to you because I have to, so that at least let's have these intellectual conversations, as it were. The people that are speaking for you, that are currently in the forefront of building the image or launching the image of the current government, are basically, a lot of them are touts and agberos. So, and it is not good for our state, for a state like us that pride in be one of the most exposed, the cradle of black civilization, for example. I would allow all of these guys. So good guy. Fine boy, let's keep talking. Now, let's deal with the issues. First, you said that I sneaked into Benin, and that I need to clear, right? Yeah, I spent about 2 weeks and some days in Benin. I was everywhere. I was in widely publicized wedding of my friend and brother, Home of Laughter, aka Pluto Presido. In that wedding, I met the PDP Guba candidate, Aswin Godalo. I did meet Valentine Aswen, DVD Oil was there, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, Comrade Philip Shaibu was also there. Not mind them, a couple of the APC guys and the PDP guys and Labour guys, of course, generally Edo people. And I was that way, and it was widely publicized. I went on to visiting Ogbazu, had recording. He's worked. There was one day I worked from First Bank at Baba, where I went to do a transaction up at the High Court. And the tribunal was on at those times. I was everywhere. I was everywhere. I was born and raised in Benin, and then I'm not sure I want to run away. And even at the point where Mama P, my very good friend, Miss Natural, was asking the government of Obaseki to do well. At every single time, see commentaries that look like people running from Benin, I had gone to attack them. I've got to attack them. And for the records, I wasn't a friend of Obaseki in government, except I know that a lot of my videos are being shared to WhatsApp group where you guys belong to, and then you go out, because a lot of the things you said here in this video were not correct. I did pick a candidate before the election. I did pick a candidate. Yes, I stood requesting that those people should not look at Modu Bebolo because he doesn't have the requisite managerial, coordinative, administrative competence to be able to govern a complex environment like Edo, actually with the reforms that Obaseki had put in place. So I did that. But after a while, just before the election, I knew that there was a gamble being played, actually with the Labour Party candidate. And then I went on to campaigning for Aswin Godalo with all my heart and my full chest. And I did that consistently. So if you go back to the videos before the election, you see that I did that. So it means that some of you do not even follow me. You just have my video pumped to your WhatsApp group, and then responses are generated. That being said, you did mention, I was going to clear the fact that you said that they were slapping me. Please, if we must have this conversation, avoid threats and all of that, right? I'm not sure. Again, you are educated now, but look at it. The influence of the Agberos and South in your camp is really getting into you. And guess what? While I was in Benin, I saw several persons. And then, not mind them, by the way, he's been my friend for several years. And then I think we saw, and then we were just joking. I said, nobody will try. And so I don't know what it means for somebody to air his opinion, and then the response will beat him. Somebody told me that 1 or 2 or 3 of you persons were asking for personal address, and then they got to know that I was in the country. I was like, you can imagine. I came and I walked around, I moved everywhere. I wasn't scared. I didn't have a police. I didn't need that. I didn't even, some of those trips I had no friends. I jumped on keke, jumped in buses. There was one time in a bus from on Saple Road, and somebody knew me, and then conductor said, no, go give me a chance. Say, I'll be big boy. All of that went on. So please, You guys may have to calm down. All of this trade doesn't work. Not everybody they fear. Before I got into this thing that I'm doing now, and this is not about the money. I've said it everywhere. I spent 3 years doing this stuff without earning a dime from it. I have counted the cost and I'm ready to do it. It's a trust for me. I trusted into this and I'm ready for all of the consequences. Before I left here, my friends were telling me, you think it's a good time to travel to Edo? I said, my state. What's the worst you can do? Kill me. Does that change it? Will that make the state become developed? Of all of the people that have been killed in the country for any reason, has that bettered the country? So a lot of that fear doesn't work around for many of us. And I'll continue to visit as much as I can every single time. That has been established. The only aspect of this conversation that I want you to do another video to also correct is the fact that you were trying to name the things that Governor Bello has done that he may use to sign his 100 days in office. I heard you talk about Upper Mission Extension. I heard you talked about Ekpoma and talked about Sapele Road. For the last time, you spoke about the flyover. I am aware that the Ramat Park is a federal government-owned park. The Bini Auchi Road is a federal government. Number one, Bini Auchi Okene Abuja Road is in Ramat Park. We are hearing that it is federal government that is building the flyover. Some of us are even asking, assuming it's state government, are you building a pedestrian bridge or you are building a flyover? Because the details of all of this are not in the public place. I want you to go back like a child that is smart and respond to this video with more detailed information. What was the cost of that project? What is the cost of the Sapele Road? Who owns the Sapele Road palliative work being done? Who owns? Because we are aware that the Ekpoma Road, because the governor has been going there to monitor it as a supervisor, doesn't mean there is a state-owned project, because all of you are trying to bamboozle a lot of lies in the public place and deceive people. I am aware that a few of these schools that will be commissioned, right, as 100 days in office, that all of you are rushing to do. Thank God for Dr. Padiyamu, who knows the embarrassment this is going to bring and is rushing. There are informations now that seems like it was an Obaseki-owned project. And for Obaseki, I was an Obaseki fan, and I say that everywhere. I didn't defend Obaseki. I was one of Obaseki's greatest critics while he was in government. As recent as the crisis that happened in the airport exit gate, I criticized Obaseki and I used words that I'm not proud of, because I was called by my mentor and a few other persons. That was harsh on the governor. That was even the people that were my friends in the camp called me and said, but that's too much. I don't think governor do. They were trying to explain to me. That's how much I was a heavy critic of the government. Unfortunately, when it was time to get into the next era, I knew that the best person was Aso Ighodalo. And appreciating the fact that Obaseki had done laudable reforms. Of course, I queried a few things that he did. But one thing that I will always thank Obaseki for is shutting down Agbeoism from his government that you guys have returned back. And no educated person, no smart person will be happy to see that Agberus are now the PROs and marketers and projectors of a state like Edo. And so for any reason, I knew that this was going to happen. And so I kicked against the APC-led government returning to the state, because all of the tout and Agberus that have been retired for several, and so even if I don't appreciate Obaseki for everything, while he was there, I critiqued him. But now that he's gone, I appreciate the fact that there were reforms, there were infrastructures that were built, and Agberus were shut out. Unfortunately, this your interim government is bringing all of this back. And I'm saying that people like you should worry about that, because it doesn't tell you, look at you, the only thing you can do is to speak on social media. What is your input to this government? So get back to the books and reply me. It's a few days to 100 days in office. Reply me with a more detailed, with more statistics. Let's be factual. Let's not do like idiots, right? My brother, yeah, fine boy. I'm waiting to see all of that, and I'll catch you soon. I've got work to go, right? I'll catch you another time. Bye for now.